Alright, so before we jump into Season 2 of the Frankfurt series, I thought I'd do a quick rundown at the start of the episode at what we did last season. You can see we finished second in the Bundesliga with 74 points. Bayern Munich winning the league title. So we got knocked out of the Pokal before I even started the series. We got knocked out early on in that competition. So this season, in Season 2, will be our first season trying to get into that one in the Champions League. We didn't make it that far. We made it to the playoff round. We got through. We actually lost against Liverpool, but we made it through in the league phase. In 20th, we managed to get through and lost to Liverpool, which is to be expected. We didn't expect to go far in the Champions League. In terms of performances, as you'll see, we had some great players in the team performing incredibly, and it's probably the players you're expecting to know. It's Jonathan Burkhardt, 26 goals and 3 assists. Can Özcan, 15 goals and 8 assists. Anza Knauf, 11 and 2. Ritsu Doan, 10 and 13, and the rest of the team doing pretty well. Mario Götze, and probably his final season here, 3 goals and 9 assists from him. He's a pretty good player for us in the centre mid role last season. But that's going to be a quick wrap up of Season 1. Let's get into Season 2 and improve this Frankfurt team even more. And as you can see here in Season 2, after finishing second in the Bundesliga, granted 70 million in the budget to spend this season, and quite like fortuitously, 2 signings that I wanted to make anyway. Well, one of them I've seen in the free agency that I was going to make when I saw it, but one something you guys want me to bring into the team is Quinton Timber. And when I searched him, I expected him to still be at Feyenoord, or I'd made a move to another team, but he's in the free agency, so we're going to bring him in as a free agent to sign for us in the team. You guys also want me to bring him for foreign into the squad, which I'm kind of like against doing in my opinion, because if we have Quinton Timber, he's still going to fight for opportunities in the team, and neither of them are backup midfielders to me. They both need to play in the team, and obviously, other than that, we do have Hugo Larsson in the midfield, who's a young talent I want to keep developing in the squad. I don't want to push him out of the squad to bring in someone else into the team, as I really like him in the midfield. So bringing in someone to replace Mario Götze in that role, and also Can Özcan. You guys wanted to bring in Brahim Diaz into the squad from Real Madrid. Obviously, Brahim, he goes by these days. He's dropped the Diaz from his name, it seems like, but Can Özcan is a young talent, and I don't want to replace him in the team with anyone. I do like Brahim a lot. He's a player that I've loved since his Man City days, and obviously times at AC Milan. And obviously he's undervalued at Real Madrid, in my opinion, and needs to move elsewhere to kind of get the first team football he deserves as a player of his quality. So we're not going to sign him in this series, but moving forward, Brahim's a player that I will want to use in the series again in the future. And the same with Fofana. I do feel like bringing in Fofana and Quinton Timber is too much, because we don't need both of them. Because we've got obviously Oscar Højlund and Delors as backup midfielders who I really like in this team. Obviously, Eddie is back from his loan spell last season. The same with Nelson Viper, we loaned out, and we're going to sell Ritsu Doan to cash in on him and move Anza Knauf to the right mid role, and we're going to bring in a left mid to the team and take over that position instead of backup left back and a backup goalkeeper, basically. And also, you guys wanted me to bring in Antonio Silva, the Benfica defender, obviously the 20-year-old or 21-year-old now, Portuguese talent. But I really like Arthur Fiate. He's only 26, 81 rated. He's been playing great for us in this team. I don't feel the need to replace him, because we've got pace next to him in Nathaniel Brown. We've got pace down the right as well. We're not really with Christensen. He's got 70 pace, but he feels a lot quicker in game. And obviously Collins next to him with 87 pace. And Fiate, I really like him in the team. I don't feel the need to replace him, like I could have said. But let's get into the transfer window. Let's bring a few players into the squad and massively improve this team for the season ahead. And obviously, like I mentioned, signing as a free agent here is Quinton Timber, the former Feyenoord midfielder. His contract is expiring at the end of the season, IRL as well, and the teams like Dortmund are looking into him and a bunch of other clubs. But we're picking him up here on a free transfer from the free agency. As an 82 rated 25-year-old midfielder, this is just something I did not expect to actually happen for us in this team. Usually it's older players that are like in the free agency that they can pick up, but I didn't expect a player of Quinton Timber's quality to be a free agent. But with strokes out here, with our luck, we're bringing him into the squad to replace Götze in the centre mid role. He's a partner with Hugo Larsson for the season ahead. He's going to be a great player for us in this team. And for 40 million, we are signing Iliman Ndiaye from Everton, the Senegalese left midfielder. I believe it's Senegalese anyway, if I'm not mistaken. I apologise if I got that wrong, but obviously he's an incredible player, 83 rated, 26 years of age, will be our first team left mid. Anza Knauf, who played incredible last season, will take over the right mid roles. We are planning to sell Ritsu Doan, as obviously Frankfurt are known for a team that sell big players when they do well, like Ekatike, Mamouche, William Pacho, and Ritsu Doan is going to be a player that we've sacrificed in this series to be sold as a player that I feel like is more replaceable in the squad with Anza Knauf moving to right mid. But Ndiaye joins us here to our first team left mid, and he should be a great player for us in the squad, signing from Everton, to take us to hopefully Bundesliga and Champions League glory in this season. And well, after bringing in Iliman India, I thought I'd show you guys some transfers we have made. I can see we've loaned out a few young talents. Nelson Vipers going back on loan again this season because I wanted to get guaranteed game time elsewhere. I do like him as a player, but I feel like with Eddie Awahi being a backward striker, I do prefer his pace coming off the bench. And Nelson Vipers are more like a target forward striker. Now, I feel like if he does do well out on loan and we need him, I will call him back from him at some point. I brought in Yi Basuma as a backup midfielder. So Quentin Timber signed a big free transfer for us. We've sort of a few players I can see. We brought Addison DePrass in from Hoffenheim to a backup left back. He's got great stats and could be even better centre midfielder if you look at his stats real quickly. He could be higher rated as a left midfielder or maybe a centre midfielder. So a player with great versatility. We sold Aurelia Buta, brought in Ortega. Somehow we ended up at Port Vale. So we got to sign him. We brought him as a backup goalkeeper for only 5 million, getting a +2 rating on Zetler. Obviously, 33 years of age, German goalkeeper. Kind of makes sense to bring him as a backup goalkeeper for us. And Luis Junior will pretty much play every single game for us. And Ortega's just going to be there as a player. We have let go of Götze. We have brought in Iliman Ndiaye. But most importantly as well, Ritsu Doan is headed to the champions of the Bundesliga last season in Bayern Munich for 50 million, and well, it's a big player for us to lose. He had 10 goals and 30 assists for us last season. But as we said, that Eintracht Frankfurt are a team that profit off players. And Ritsu Doan coming in, getting 10 goals and 13 assists in one season for us, getting this Champions League football, getting us close to the Bundesliga title, and doing well for us. It isn't a bad player for us to lose. Like in terms of like losing Jonathan Burkhardt would have been more detrimental to the team. So I feel like Ritsu Doan wasn't a bad player for us to sell. But that means we've got a bunch of money to spend on players to improve this team even more. And the biggest glaring hole for me in this team, I think it's 80 million, is the backup right mid spot. Dina Mbimbo, so he used to be a big talent. He's only 73 rated and is 25 years of age. He's not a bad player in game, but I feel like we could improve on him and get a better player to answer Knauf, who could even challenge him for the first team position if Knauf drops in form at some point. And I'm going to run you through a couple of options we have on the shortlist right now. I just went through and I did, I think, 3 or 4 players to the shortlist that I think will be pretty good backup players. We've got Yandi Amande. Obviously, I don't really need to talk about him too much. A great player playing for Leipzig. And with a breakout season for them, could come into the team as a backup right mid. He could even come into the first team as one and perform if Anza Knauf doesn't perform well. And a more proven player is Haj Musa, obviously the Algerian playing for Feyenoord. Not the fastest, but dribbling incredible and end product looking pretty decent. Some decent play styles as well. Fast skill moves. Not the most expensive and looks like a very good all-round player. Could be a great backup player for us in the squad. And other than that, there's one more player, and that is Jamie De Welling from Stuttgart, a proven Bundesliga player. Not the fastest, not the slowest, and a decent all-round player. Kind of like the middle ground between Yandi Amande and Musa. 25 years of age. And probably the cheapest of the lot. Yeah, he is the cheapest of the lot. And also a pretty decent player who could bring into the squad and develop as a backup player to Anza Knauf. So drop in the comments below what we should do with the 80 million, and also which backup right we should sign to replace Dean Mbimba in the squad and be a better backup player for Anza Knauf this season. And also, since you guys did want me to bring in Antonio Silva, we could do it. It's only worth like 21 to 28 million. But the question is, what happens then to Arthur Fiate? Because Collins would be our first team right centre back. So I want to develop him in the team. And Fiate was incredible for us last season. And I did say at the start of the episode I didn't want to replace him. But if you guys do want to see Antonio Silva in the squad, we could sell Fiate, bring in Antonio Silva and sell a better backup player, sell another backup player to be a better backup for us in the squad. So we've got Robin Koch as the best backup centre back right now. We've got Amenda, who's a decent young talent we're going to develop, and Smolcic back on loan is not too bad as well. That we have as backup players right now. But the team's looking pretty decent. Let's get into our first games of the season. And well, for the first game of the Bundesliga season and today's episode, we're going to take on Schalke in the first game of the episode, like I said, in the first game of the season. So they've just got promoted back to the Bundesliga. So take them on here with Iliman Ndiaye and also Quinton Timber making their debuts in the squad. And this episode might be a short one, so I think I'm only going to play 2 games in today's episode, which will be the first 2 games of the season, because I want you guys to make it an impact on the Sundays we make. I could go all the way to January, but then obviously if we do end up winning the Champions League this season, we'll have less time on the players that you guys want me to sign with the 80 million in the squad. So I think today's episode will be a bit of a shorter one, and then the next episode will be a longer episode, but the Sundays that we make in the next one as well. I feel like there's a bunch of teams that I want to do series with this year that are kind of smaller teams, not like historically just right now, but here's a chance to challenge Ozan, who shoots and it's straight there at Loris Karius is in the eyes. So far, Schalke looking pretty good as a defensive setup team. Not giving us much room, but here, as I speak about not giving us much room, Eddie Man in the eye. He's making it ready, shoots it straight at Carrius, but falls back. But we can't get the second strike away. It's going to be a corner for us. Charging forward. Fiate's been skipped. It's great with from Caraman, and Luis Junior has to make the save. We go again, losing possession in midfield. Here we go, Burkhardt through into Chanozin, who should be onside, and Chanozin shoots and scores. 32 minutes in. A young Turkish talent. Chanozin, I believe, got not too sure what his goal tally was last season. I think he did pretty well for himself. I think he got like 15 goals and a certain amount of assists. I'm going to have a quick look and made a note of it. So as this goal is replayed, if my notes would like to load real quickly, as they're not doing so. But Chanozin last season managed to get 15 goals and 8 assists for us. So we're hoping to build on that campaign. And that was a higher rated player. But even more important for us in the squad is he needs to step up this season even more than he did last season to help us not only win the Bundesliga, but hopefully the Champions League as well. Larson, Chanozin looks for a second, he's trying to get a double, and Chanozin is going to get a double just before the half-time break. Jonathan Burkhardt with the assist. Again for Chanozin, I believe he got the first assist as well. And well, like I said, Chanozin's a player that I don't want to replace in the team. Players like Brahim Diaz, would have been great for us. Yes, but Chanozin is the young talent of the team. He is the star boy of the team. He is the player that's going to get the captain's armband for the season, I think. He's going to be the guy that lists the trophies for us in this campaign. As the number 42 rifles this one, past Carrius into the top corner. Both his shots, by the way, went into the top corner. 2 lovely finishes from him. Give us a lead in this game. Gives us a 2-goal lead in this game, before the half-time break. And there's up for a hat-trick as well in this one. In the eye. Lose possession now. Here's Karaman, who plays it through into Silat. And Collins, I don't think you getting in there. He should have took the shot when he had the chance. He had a second or two where he was open there. The Schalke player, and he didn't pull the trigger. Collins hit to Larson. Burkhardt. Uzun. Through into Iliman. India last time got denied by Carrius. This time is somehow going to get denied by Carrius. Can he bend one? India hits it. Burkhardt takes it down, hits it, and Carrius makes a save. I kind of wanted to see where the India shot was going to go, but Burkhardt intercepted it and took a shot on goal, which Carrius made a great save to deny. We've moved Kanaf over to the right mid, India, over to right mid, Adiawahi. Inside here to KB, the Algerian, already has a chance to maybe get a shot away, create some space. He hits it, Carrius, so what a save. He's had a great game, Carrius. But here's Eddie Manindia down on the right hand side where he can play. NDI inside, in it to KB off the bench. KB is denied again by Carrius. What is going on? Ball into the box. Fiate did well to get it back to Junior there. Timber. Into Adiawahi. Where's Bahoya's for the Frenchman ahead of him. And Bahoya with the pace. That's actually a downside of him. He's got the pace, but it makes me lose. Shatter. There's Fiate. And we get the ball away rather stupidly. That's bad on me. Should have had a shot. Luis Junior easy save. But it's a 2-0 victory against Schalke. Again, that could have been 5-6-0 if it wasn't for Loris Karius in net for Schalke, who played incredible for them. Wesley Chanozin with 2 goals in this game. Burkhardt also played great, and the rest of the team looked incredible as well. Eddie Manindia had a great game. He didn't score, but he looked pretty good as well. And you can see we had 9 shots. We don't want any possession as well. Chanozin man of the match for us, and obviously if it wasn't for him scoring 2 goals, I think it would have been. I want to see what rating Karius did get. He only got a 6.9. He made, how many saves did he make? I actually want to see. We go over to goalkeeping. He faced 9 shots, 8 of them on target, and made 6 saves. That's insane. And most of them were close range as well. He was incredible in goal for them. And for the final game of today's episode, I'm going to take on Union Berlin in the second game of the Bundesliga season. We're cut with a rotated squad slightly, with Elias Baum coming out right back for this game. I didn't really get to see him in the second half against Schalke. We didn't do much defending. We were very much on the attack, and when we did have to defend, it was more than the left-hand side of Brown, etc., or down the middle. So Elias Baum didn't really have much opportunity to prove himself in that game. So we're going to start him in this one. We're also going to take Prass with us on the bench. And I'm kind of thinking about maybe starting Delors in midfield instead of Lawson. I feel like I want to bring off the bench at some point. I do feel like I want to start our best team around Baum coming into the team. I don't want to rotate too much for this one. Let's get into this one now, up against them, and hopefully defeat Union Berlin here. And when we go against Union Berlin, I'll see, weirdly in Germany, most places in the world, a team that plays in the capital city, one of the biggest teams in that league. But in Germany, the teams that play in Berlin are not, Hertha BSC, Union Berlin, etc. are not like the biggest teams right now in Germany. They used to be, Hertha BSC, I believe, used to be a pretty successful team. Chen Uzen, but it was lost, and it hits it from range, and that's going to be a save by Klaus in goal. Now, there's also like a thing that I want to talk about, because I keep thinking about doing another Bundesliga series in the future. Obviously, I want to do Schalke, I want to do Hamburg, but I feel like maybe doing only Berlin, or maybe like a Hertha BSC, and make the team from the capital the best team in the league. Could be a fun thing to do. There's Larson. So far, we're trying to find a foot in this game. Jovanovic steals it. So far, it's just back and forth in midfield between the two teams. There they come the attack low. It is Brown, a good interception, and away we go again. This time, can we find a bit of quality? Chen Uzen looking for Burkhardt, but the pass is so far out wide, and Burkhardt's going to get to it and keep it in play. Chen Uzen, Quentin Timber. Hugo Larson, good turn. Can he get the shot away? No, he can't. Cohn comes over and gets the ball off him. Go, Burkhardt. Knauf. Timber, lovely play. Chen Uzen, and he scores again. What it seems, Chen Uzen's going to have a big season for us. He scored every goal we've scored yet in the episode, and Burkhardt gets the assist again. And we saw the potential for those two last season. We saw how good they were at linking up together in the attack, and it seems like this season Burkhardt is giving Chen Uzen more freedom to get into the striking position to score goals. So he moved out to the moved away, and Chen Uzen made the run. A Trevella finish there from him, a great finisher from the Turkish international, who puts it into the top corner and makes it 1-0 to us in this one. Good interception for Anzo Knauf. Good give and go with Jonathan Burkhardt. Can he get his first goal of the season? Jonathan Burkhardt does so. And it's 2-0 here. The floodgates may have opened. Union Berlin play 3 at the back, or maybe like a 5 at the back variation with the fullbacks have pushed up further, which leaves space in behind. And right now we're taking advantage of it. And also we had a fairly easy start to the season with Schalke and Union Berlin, not the two best teams in the Bundesliga, but teams that can give you a challenge on the day, definitely. But right now, we are looking unstoppable. Obviously, Jonathan Burkhardt last season was the second highest goal scorer in the Bundesliga with 20, if not mistaken, and the top scorer was Harry Kane with 30, if not mistaken, so it wasn't far off the Golden Boot. So we did have the top assister in the team, and I think that was Anzo Knauf, if I'm not mistaken. They just give the ball away, honestly, freely. Like, they're making so many errors, and I'm surprised. Burkhardt. Okay, Uzen was actually in the centre, they're making a run to the left, and he stopped to move to the right as I played the pass. That's frustrating, that's annoying. I know I would when I signed him. Chen Uzen, great pass through, beats Yoro with Burkhardt, who's throwing goal again. Can he score to make it not 2 goals for himself? Make it 3 overall, would get denied by Len Yoro there. And the keeper make it a good save. Oh no, that's a mistake. And they chipped it and scored. Our clean sheet is gone. And that's annoying. Nothing against Elias Baum there. And that's the game's fault. The pass that I tried to play, I shouldn't get that back to Luis Junior. I shouldn't have brought him out, to be fair, but that's annoying. I actually wanted to pass it back to Luis Junior there, because I knew the pass would be intercepted if I tried to pass it back to Fiate or Collins, but again decided to try to pass it to Collins, who was behind the Union Berlin player. And Scott gets his first goal of the season and puts them back in this one, frustratingly. As Burkhardt gets a little bit fortunate there. He shoots and he hits the post. As it's blocked though by them. We're going to get a free kick, which is kind of frustrating. Nice. We took some of our best free kick takers off the pitch. We don't actually have a free kick taker in the team, though. Anyone that's really good at them, but we can try our best at. Anza Kanafa stood over it. Delors has 72 free kick actually, but doesn't really have the power. NDI stood over it. Okay, I actually want to hit this with NDI. Hit him NDI from the free kick. He scored his first goal as a Frankfurt player from a free kick. He hits it, he bends it, and, well, not really any power behind it. Lovely football here. We got a ball into the centre. Kibi on the turn. Can he beat Yoro and get a shot away? Kibi can't do so. Get a draw. We go. Collins got the interception. Come on, lads. We need a third. We should have had a third in this game by now. Oh no! That's got to be us. Fiate. There we go. 2 minutes ago. And Iwahi up against Lenny Yoro. I'm not sure you give the win to win that one. Probably Lenny Yoro, to be fair, in the pace battle. Iwahi, rainbow flick. KB, lovely. Take down. Ball over to Pahoya. It's intercepted, it's blocked, and the keeper comes out and collects. There's only 1 minute to go. And that's it. It's going to be a 2-1 victory over Union Berlin. No clean sheet for us in this one due to a frustrating error at the back. You know, in the past was meant to go back to our keeper, but it is where it is. Nothing against Elias Baum, who played pretty well at right back. Didn't really have much to do, to be fair, but so the big moment for him was the error that he made, you know, due to the game's fault. But us in with another goal for himself. Burkhardt gets himself on the score sheet, and the 3 points picked up for us here to stay undefeated going into the season. As you can see, we had 9 shots. We dominated the game. Berlin with the 1 shot they had scored, and we take the 3 points though from this game. Alright, so that's going to call it for the end of today's episode. And I'm going to make a executive decision on a player that we talked about earlier. That's Arthur Fiate. I don't want to let him go. I don't. I really like him in this team. And Antonio Silva is a player we're going to use again in the series. I mean, we're guaranteed to sign him at some point. Maybe in our next series we do. He can be a player we're using that one. And I feel like for this team, Fiate and Collins are the 2 centre-backs I want in this first team. I feel like I'm more attached to Fiate than I should be. I mean, the stats-wise, he's very good. If he had 75 pace, I feel like that wouldn't be an issue. He's 82 rated, 83 defending and 83 physicality, good passing, good dribbling, left-footed, 6'1" with 2 pretty good play styles with precision header and aerial fortress. And I really like him at left centre-back. And I think he's a player that I'm going to keep around. And Antonio Silva can use again in the future. We can spend our money on a backup right mid from the players we have had on, that I showed you earlier in the episode. And in terms of Christensen, I think he's the only player in this starting 11 I'd want to replace. I do like him a lot, but maybe a player like Mola Gusto could come into the right back role. Christensen becomes our backup right back, so centre back in the team, and we learn out Elias Baum, or maybe we convert Christensen to be a centre back and we use him as a backup player. He's high rated at centre back actually, so that could be what we do with him, and he could become a backup centre back on the bench for us, and we're bringing a world-class right back to the team. So drop in the comments down below what right back you want to see in the squad and who we should sign as a backup right mid to Anza Canal for next episode. Because Fiat, we're going to keep him. I feel like he's going to be incredible for us in the series and prove himself as a player that we should keep in this team. Like I said, that's going to call it for this one. If you're going to enjoy the episode, drop a like and subscribe. And as always, thank you for watching, and goodbye.